Success isn't something that comes gently or by accident. It doesn't happen because you wished for it, posted about it, or read the right quotes. Success is ruthless in its demands. It does not bow to comfort zones, and it does not cater to hesitation. It belongs to the few who decide that the life they want is worth more than the ease they've grown attached to. The truth is, comfort is one of the most dangerous things you can cling to when you're trying to build something extraordinary. It whispers lies telling you that you're fine where you are, that tomorrow is better, that someone else will do it first, but while you sit still, the world keeps moving. While you choose convenience, someone else is bleeding for the same dream. Asterisk, if you want to live a rare life, you must be willing to think in uncommon ways and take uncommon actions. Nothing shifts until your mind does. Growth starts in the places you'd rather avoid: the hard moments, the failures, the early mornings, the lonely nights, the days when nothing makes sense, and you feel like quitting is the only logical option. That's the forge where real success is made, not in applause or spotlight, but in pain and persistence. Every next level of your life demands a next level of you, and that version of you is buried under comfort, under habits that no longer serve you, under stories that were never true to begin with. Asterisk, you weren't born just to survive. You were born to evolve, to stretch, to break through barriers you didn't think you could overcome. And that only happens when you declare war on the things that keep you small. The world won't wait for you to feel ready. The clock doesn't pause until you feel brave. Growth doesn't ask for your permission, it asks for your decision. You have to wake up and choose it again and again. You have to rewire the way you think about struggle. Stop seeing it as punishment. Start seeing it as preparation. Asterisk, the ones who win aren't more gifted, they just refuse to settle. They decide that even if they fall 100 times, they'll rise 101. They burn the boats. They kill the excuses. They get addicted to becoming better, stronger, sharper. They stop hiding behind fear and start walking through it. Because once you understand that everything you want is on the other side of discomfort, you stop running from the hard things and start running toward them. The fear, the challenge, the grind, that's not what's holding you back. It's your relationship to those things that's stopping you. You've been conditioned to avoid pain when in reality, pain is the compass pointing to your next breakthrough. Asterisk, people love to talk about transformation, but few are willing to endure what it actually takes. It's not glamorous. It's not fast, and it sure as hell isn't easy, but it is worth it. Every sacrifice you make in the name of your potential adds to the weight of your victory. Every time you push yourself past what you thought was your limit, you expand it. You build resilience, you build character, and most importantly, you build belief. Because confidence isn't built by talking, it's built by doing, by showing up when it's uncomfortable, by taking the hit and getting back up, by proving to yourself over and over that you are capable of more than you once imagined. Asterisk, the people who get what they want in life aren't lucky, they're relentless. They don't treat growth like a hobby, they treat it like a lifestyle. They don't make decisions based on feelings. They make them based on commitment. They don't chase motivation, they create momentum. They're willing to be uncomfortable for as long as it takes because they know comfort is a liar. It tells you to take the day off when you need to go harder. It tells you to play it safe when the opportunity requires risk. It tells you to wait when action is the only answer. Asterisk, you don't get to have the reward without the responsibility. You don't get to speak the dream without walking the path. You don't get to live a powerful life while serving a powerless mindset. That's not how this works. The sacrifice is part of the story. The grind is part of the glory. The failure is part of the foundation. Every single one of those uncomfortable moments is a brick in the fortress of your future. And the sooner you stop running from them, the sooner you get to walk into who you were meant to become. Asterisk, if you want real success unshakable, undeniable, life-altering success, you've got to pay the price. That price is your old self. Your excuses, your distractions, your comfort. You have to be willing to become unrecognizable to the version of you who settled, procrastinated, made excuses, and feared judgment. You have to look that version in the eye and say, "Thank you for getting me this far, but you can't take me any further." Growth doesn't ask for who you were. It demands who you're becoming. Asterisk, there will be days when you want to quit. That's normal. But what separates the average from the exceptional is the response to those days. Will you lie down, or will you rise up? Will you shrink, or will you stretch? Will you protect your comfort or pursue your calling? That's the decision that defines destiny. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you chip away at who you were and step closer to who you were born to be. That's the real grind. That's the real game. Asterisk, you don't need to wait for a sign. You are the sign. You don't need someone to open the door. You are the key. You don't need external approval. You need internal fire. Decide right now that comfort will no longer rule your life. Decide that every setback is just a setup. Decide that no matter how hard it gets, you will not fold. Because when you make that decision, truly make it, nothing can stop you. Asterisk. The way we think determines everything. Before any action is taken, before any habit is formed, before any success is built, it all starts in the mind. Most people spend their lives upgrading their phones, their wardrobes, their cars, and even their image on social media, but they neglect the one thing that controls the outcome of their entire life, their mindset. And here's the truth. The mindset that helped you survive yesterday will not help you thrive tomorrow. We're in a new era. A faster, louder, more connected, more demanding world. What worked in 2020 is outdated in 2025, if you're still carrying the same thinking patterns, the same fears, the same doubts, the same limits. You're already behind. The first rule of elevation is adaptation. And that begins with an inner system reboot. Asterisk, when a phone starts to lag, what do? We update the software. It's not always the hardware that's the problem. It's the system running underneath it. The same principle applies to life. You can have the talent, you can have the tools, you can have the opportunities. But if your mental software is running on scarcity, insecurity, comparison, fear, or procrastination, you're going to crash every time the pressure hits. A 2025 reality requires a 2025 mind, one that is built for clarity, focus, and consistency under chaos. That doesn't mean forcing positivity or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means being honest about what needs to change within you, and then having the courage to change it. Asterisk. That's where most people fall off. Change sounds good when it's inspiring, but real change isn't glamorous. It's gritty. It requires looking in the mirror and admitting that some of the thoughts you've been carrying aren't serving you, that some of the people you've kept close are draining your drive, that some of the habits you defend are actually destroying your momentum. It takes brutal honesty. You have to diagnose the virus before you can install the upgrade. And that upgrade doesn't come from information alone. It comes from transformation, from repetition, from intentionally rewiring the way you think over and over again, until the new way becomes your default setting. Asterisk, one of the most powerful things you can do is unlearn. We're all shaped by past experiences, how we were raised, what we were taught, the stories we've believed about who we are and what we're capable of. But if those beliefs were built in fear or passed down from people who gave up on their dreams, then they have no business living in your future. Mindset 2.0 means breaking the cycle. It means letting go of the thought patterns that have kept you small, distracted, or reactive. It means choosing growth over comfort every single time. You can't move forward while clinging to the mindset that was designed just to keep you safe. Safety is not success. Comfort is not destiny. If you're serious about leveling up, comfort is the enemy. Asterisk, what does a 2.0 mindset look like in action? It's the ability to separate what's urgent from what's important. It's staying focused on what moves the needle when distractions are screaming for attention. It's the discipline to say no to what feels good now so you can build what feels incredible later. It's believing that you're built for this, even when the circumstances are telling you otherwise. It's having a clear internal compass, so when life throws confusion, you respond with clarity. That doesn't mean life gets easier. It means you get stronger. Your thinking becomes sharper. Your emotions become more stable. Your habits become more consistent. You stop reacting to life and you start creating it. Asterisk, a mindset upgrade also means redefining failure. Most people see failure as a sign to quit. But with a new mindset, failure becomes feedback. It becomes data. It becomes the roadmap that reveals what needs to change, what needs to be improved, what needs to be eliminated. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the path to it. But only a 2.0 mind can see that. The old mind takes failure personally. The upgraded mind takes it professionally. It doesn't collapse under pressure, it studies it. It doesn't avoid mistakes, it learns from them. This mindset doesn't seek perfection, it seeks progress. And that shift alone can change your life. Asterisk, the mental software of the future is built on purpose, not pressure. Most people operate from a reactive mind, waiting for a deadline, waiting for a crisis, waiting for pain to push them into action. But the upgraded mind is proactive. It acts on purpose with purpose before the pressure even comes. It doesn't wait for external validation to feel worthy. It doesn't need applause to stay committed. It doesn't need everything to go right to keep showing up. It knows that the real battle is internal. Win the mind and you win the day. Asterisk, when you operate with an outdated mindset, everything feels like resistance. Simple tasks become stressful. Challenges feel overwhelming. People seem more irritating. Every little thing feels like a reason to stop. But when you upgrade your mindset, you create internal power. You gain control over your emotions. You stay locked in on your mission. You don't just react to the day, you dominate it. That's the difference between existing and excelling, between floating and flying, between surviving the year and owning it. Asterisk, there's nothing more powerful than a mind that's been renewed. A mind that's been broken, challenged, stretched, and rebuilt stronger. That's what separates winners from wishers. It's not just skill. It's not just hustle. It's the thoughts you choose, the stories you believe, the identity you accept, and the version of yourself you commit to becoming every day, no matter what. Asterisk, you don't need to change everything overnight, but you do need to start somewhere. Start with one thought, one belief, one habit. Challenge it, replace it, reinforce it, repeat again and again until it becomes who you are. That's how transformation happens. Not in a flash of motivation, but in the quiet daily decisions to rewire your reality from the inside out. Asterisk.